Hey guys, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with another video, and in this one we are going to talk about some bigger news that have been piling up over the day and that I think are very relevant for everyone that is invested in crypto and is also very relevant for us as Ecomi holders, but also for the ones that follow my Chili's or VeChain videos that I post from time to time. And for that reason I brought you out here to one stop of my running day, and I've made so far some 6 kilometers. I'm going to take this video and then I will continue. But before we start in this video, you know the drill. I'm a crypto and NFT investor and not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before you ape into Ecomi or any other crypto project that we are going to talk about. Also, if you enjoy this type of content, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you think about these big news about Ecomi, about Veve, the crypto projects and everything else in the comments below. If you want to do more than that, please consider becoming a Patreon or a channel member. And at this point I want to thank my 7 Patreons and my 1 channel member that are constantly supporting my journey and basically make it possible that I can come out here and take a video for you guys. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. So let's start right off with the biggest news that we had, and that is that Ripple XRP that has been sued in 2022 by the SEC claims to have brought on a major win in that case. And now before you turn off this video, just please bear with me because this is going to be interesting for you as well. You might think, what do I as a normal investor that doesn't hold XRP have to do with that SEC case against Ripple? And I would say everything. So here's what happened. In 2018, the SEC was analyzing Bitcoin and Ethereum, whether they were securities or not. And in the end of this, so to say, analysis process, a guy named William Hinman stood up and held a speech and basically declared that neither Bitcoin nor Ethereum are securities. But the SEC never revealed why they came to that conclusion. Until that point, the basis for why Hinman says that Ethereum is not a security and all the factors were unknown, and for the SEC until that point there was no problem to release this document because they were claiming that it's only Hinman's personal opinion and therefore it wouldn't be subject to the case. And the SEC started looking into Ripple. These documents became a bigger problem because now the Ripple lawyer team was asking for those documents that would not be a problem to be released because it was only Hinman's private and personal opinion apparently. But the SEC didn't want to give these documents out because probably they would have made a very fair point and basically put the whole defense on a almost 100% win percentage. And then the SEC now claims that it's not, what is in those documents is not the private opinion of Hinman, but rather the public opinion of the SEC, and therefore it would fall under something that is called deliberate process privilege. So this deliberate process privilege allows now the SEC to withhold those documents, but on the other hand, that would also mean that what is in those documents is now the public opinion of the SEC. And the judge that is overseeing this case is now demanding that the content of those documents is being released and claims that the SEC cannot just switch their opinion how it fits and suits them, but rather has to decide what is their final opinion. Now, why is this all important? Basically, is a precedence for all the altcoins, or for most of the altcoins that we can find out there. And the SEC doesn't have to go after more than one altcoin, and probably the most promising one because it's one of the most famous altcoins out there. So they went after Ripple, but it is basically as if they would go after all the other altcoins, after VeChain, Chili's, Ecomi, Near protocol, whatever altcoin you're invested in. We here in Europe, we are used to the fact that every case is judged by codified law. So you look as a judge and as a prosecutor into the codified law, and based on these codices you are judging every case individually. But in the common law that is in the UK and also I think partially in the US, it is based on precedent. So if you get one case to be ruled that way, every other case that is exactly the same or similar with this one will be ruled based on this case, and basically the defense and the prosecution, they are only trying to fit that in one or another category or seeing it as a new precedent. So Ripple is meant to be a new precedence case. Now that is why you want to cheer in favor of Ripple, because you're basically laying the foundation with that for how all the other coins are being seen. So if Ripple wins this case, if we can see what is in those documents, we can also deduct from that how far a project like Ecomi can go in terms of staking, burns, all the tokenomics that we have seen so far, where there is a massive uncertainty right now. And there's another point, because a positive judgment for Ripple can kick off one of the biggest altcoin seasons that we have seen so far, because it will give this whole market that sits under Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are the only ones that are basically safe from this judgment, a whole new fuel to pump up, because it will give them clarity, it will give them certainty, and markets and investors love clarity and certainty. So the risk of this investment would go a little bit lower, at least the felt risk of this investment would get lower, and that is where companies like Ecomi would be able to act better and promise more. Not false promises, not soon promises, but promise more to their investors and to other projects that are going to build on that chain. And as we have heard, David Yu envisions Ecomi to be a utility chain such as Ethereum. And I believe that he's genuine in this wish. So I'm hoping that this case will not drag out too long, and there is the next milestone coming up in 2 weeks when the SEC has to decide how they are going to proceed, if they are going to appeal to this decision or how they will decide. So it's very interesting to look at this one. Now we have another one, another quick news that is coming up, and that is related to the apparently payment provider Moonbeam. So Opensea is now trying to facilitate the buying of NFTs on Opensea with fiat. I thought that we already could do that, but apparently now it will get easier with the integration of this project. Now this is a real big hype, and I don't understand why this wasn't already a hype on Cointelegraph and on the other newspapers, because you could buy NFTs of major licenses with fiat on Veve already. How crazy is that? And the last one I wanted to bring to you is that apparently either a smaller exchange or a super big Ethereum whale bought a major amount of Ecomi tokens, and according to the very awesome channel of Jason Colon, this same wallet has already made a transaction, a gigantic transaction of ETH in the past. So this mentioned wallet, and I put the sunset in the focus because it's now becoming red, such as our crypto portfolios, and hopefully the sun will rise up in the next morning again, also in our crypto portfolios. But what I wanted to say is that this wallet received 500 million, so a little bit more than $500 million Ecomi in the last 24 hours. And the previous mentioned ETH trading volume that this wallet had was $56 million worth of ETH that this wallet transferred in one transaction. Now, the possibilities are only two. This is a small exchange that loaded up $500 million Ecomi, or this is a major Ethereum whale that is suddenly interested in picking up a major chunk of OMI. And with that, I'm already at the end of this little crypto news video, and I know it's full of boring law, but this case that I mentioned about the SEC is worth following, and I will put a link to all of the articles that I was referring to in this video in the description below, and also link to Jason Colon's awesome channel with all the data. So make sure you go there and follow him, and also make sure to dig into all of these articles to perform your own research onto everything of this. So wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night or afternoon. Enjoy nature, enjoy the sunset, and don't be upset about your portfolio in red.